Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages. We are back with the iGPFun Super Formula Lights. Round 6 from the greatest circuit in the world ever built from Interlagos. I'm JP. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Mr. Tom Cairns here this evening. And, well, going to be very, very interesting indeed. We have got 35 laps of action here. 15 turns to contend with, and it's going to be exciting because just to top it all off, we are sitting at 47 drivers in the session. I have got some exciting news coming up after this, but let's have a look at this championship. Lee Aberdeen out in front by 13 points over Brent Ruiz with Mackenzie Roon. 3 back from that on 197. Antonio Jimenez on 191 with Luca Verani on 189. Ludovic Rancon in 6th on 179 and Andy Flint on 173 with Jesper Sandström down on 171. Denny Cornu in 9th, then Simon Fetti, Joseph Mark Lucas, Eddie Amos, Adam Townsberg, Giovanni Salito and Ben Goyette round out the top 15. Daniel Vogel sneaked himself into the top 20 with Bart-Jan van der Laan and Dorian Ruro. Jakob Oliver Zwinski and Adrian Centurion rounds out the top 20. Now I hear you say, James, what is this amazing news that we have here this evening? Well, I can safely tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to transport you back in time. Yes. For the first time ever in IGP history, we have a Williams, we have a McLaren, and we have a Ferrari on this racetrack all at the same time. And this is the situation with it. We have got Stefano Fanazzi has got the Williams livery. Now, all I have to do is try and find him at this moment in time. There you go. He is in 21st place. And he is in that Ferrari livery. They will be going over to race settings just very, very shortly. Mohamed Boaleg is in the Ferrari livery, so we're going to keep an eye out on that one. And then we've got Taski, Mehmet Emre Taski, who is in Boleg's in the McLaren, and then Taski is in the Ferrari. So we will keep an eye out for all of these guys out on the racetrack. We are going to transport you back in time. Mr. Tom Cairns, welcome in. You are here ready to be enthralled by this Williams, McLaren and Ferrari battle taking place, as well as having the leader of the championship, Lee Aberdeen.
It's nice to see the liveries in play involving these drivers. Lee Aberdeen, in the grand scheme of things, fastest at the moment, on course for his 5th pole position of the season. It's 3 apiece as far as the race win football match, if you want to put it in those words, is concerned. It's 3 wins for Lee Aberdeen and 3 wins for Jesper Sandström in that respective battle between those two. It's likely that one of them will be crowned champion at the end of the season. We've done 6 rounds. We've got 6 to go, including here at Interlagos, Brazil. Then it's off to Spain at Jerez, Montreal at the Gilles Villeneuve circuit in Canada, followed by Imola in Italy, Red Bull Ring in Austria, and then the season concluding in Zandvoort. And it's been quite a topsy-turvy title battle, but there is the drop score rule involved as well. Lee Aberdeen leading the way by 13 points over Brent Ruiz, who's had a solid season so far, so it may not be worth discounting him just yet. If he keeps it up with his consistency all the way through the campaign, there's a chance he could just snatch the title even without taking a win.
Well, there you go. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen people take the championship from not winning. Kevin Byland, whoopsies. Hello, Kevin. How are you? C.A. Gibbs, good luck to the Racing Forces crew today. And then Kevin Byland's back with Go Patrick Williams. Kevin's Webster, good evening. Good luck to Lee, Jesper and Brent. Oh, there you go. We're going to wait for these amazing liveries. That is, if you see it in the bottom left-hand corner, that is the Ferrari of Mehmet Emre Taski. Then we've got Stefano Carlo Fanazzi in that Williams livery. I am looking forward to seeing these on the racetrack. I really want to see how they get on. And Mohamed Boleg in the McLaren Marlborough livery of red and white. Ali Nasir, welcome in, dear sir. Hope you are well. Hope you've recovered from last week. Bit manic for you, dear sir. But thank you so much for joining us here. We're just going to wait for the session to swap over, and then we will bring you up the grid of all of these cars. We're looking at maybe 46 possibly 47. But we are waiting for session times here as well. Tom, Interlagos, you really cannot say too much about this circuit that hasn't already been said. It's amazing.
It's a lovely setting as well, situated around the city of Sao Paulo. Interlagos, known as the Between the Lakes in English. And we've got a grid ready, which you can kindly run down, James.
Lee Aberdeen in first place and Nick Westman in second. Tony Jimenez in third, then Jesper Sandström in fourth. Then we've got Eunice Amal, Brent Ruiz, Ludovic Rancon, Dennis Cornu, and Luca Varani with Fran Carvial in 10th. Tommy Maru in 11th. Adrian Fernandez is down in 12th place. Alexis de Klerk in 13th with Simon Fessy in 14th. An all-French row there in 13th and 14th. And Stefan Dodderer and Andrei Viskowski in 15th and 16th. Mehmet Taski 17th. Bearden Ayon in 18th. Andy Flint down in 19th, then Joseph Mark Lucas in 20th, Stefano Fanazzi in 21st, and Fibard Rabelard in 22nd, Eddie Amos 23rd, Jeremy Hagenauer in 24th. Richard Van Veen in 25th, Patrick Williams in 26th, Jean Carvajal in 27th, Mohamed Berleg in 28th, Zoltan Zamada 29th, Giovanni Salito, Abessi Mohamed and Clark Williams round out the 32. Jack Willems and Adrian Pascari in 34th, then Ben Goyet and Adam Townsmer 35th and 36th. John McKenzie down in 37th, Oscar Artinani 38th, Clement Fontaine in 39th, Dorian Aruro in 40th, Patrick Rowlands 41st, Jesse Leroy, Joshua Edwards, Austin Baldwin and Sean Pulsifer round out 44 and 45. Then Koji Ito and Simone Gabrielli, whether or not they take to the start, we will find out. But there is Lee Aberdeen, and well, I think we are in, you can see the cars peeling off around that final corner as well. If you want to win, you've got to get it done on lap one, turn one, then pull away, says Kevin Byland. Not quite sure that would be entirely true, Kevin. I think you will have a little bit more time than that to do it, but I can tell you now the orange zone, which is a single file zone, is all the way through from turn one through the center S's and out through turn 3, so no active overtaking. But Lee Aberdeen, 4 lights, 5 lights, you can see the cars in the background. That is a great shot. Off we go. It is green, green, green. Lee Aberdeen leads the way. Nicholas Westman in second place, Tony Jimenez in third, then you got Jesper Sandström, Eunice Amal. We're behind these with Brent Ruiz, Ludovic Rancon, but it is Lee Aberdeen leading them through the center S's for the first time here, and now we are up and running, and now it is green racing. They are free to overtake on that run down into turn 4. The left-hander here, you see the Ferrari just in the background poking his nose out, but at the moment Lee Aberdeen is doing a great job. He's done what he has to do. There's all the other cars. We're 2 wide further back at the same time. Centurion's in the mix, De Klerk's in there, Fessi's in there, Dodder is in there. But great start from Lee Aberdeen here, Tom. He got away right at the beginning. He did what he had to do. And he's leading the field with Nicholas Westman in behind him.
Yeah, solid start from Aberdeen ahead of Westman, who has performed brilliantly so far this evening. And we're hoping to just stay in touch with Aberdeen and make a race of it. Sandström started from 4th place on the grid, has it all to do to stay in touch with his championship rival of Lee Aberdeen throughout the championship season. And they're all going to be coming around to the end of the first lap. 35 laps it'll be. It's essentially a sprint, no mandatory pit stops included, and they'll look to just get stuck in from here on in and hope we don't get an incident-packed race. We want to see some wheel-to-wheel battles all the way through this one.
Yeah, at the moment we are green. Jeremy Hagenauer is the only one to jump back to pit lane, but I think it could have been because of this issue. This is literally directly off the line. What did you do there, Mr. Oh, goes, turns left, puts it in the wall. I wonder if he miscalculated what went on at that beginning and got a little bit too much overpace. But you see Jimenez under attack from Jesper Sandström, tucked in right behind him. There is not one man that you want there, and that is Jesper, the man in 4th place. Very, very quick all seasons. And well, he's done a great job this season as well, but he is at this moment in time sitting in 5th place. Gainers, Brent Ruiz up 1, Fran Carvial up 1, Baden Ayen at 1. Then you've got Joseph Mark Lucas, who's also up 1 car there. There is the Ferrari of Taski as he continues to fight. Then we've got the Williams of Finazzi in behind and that, and then Mohamed Burleg in the McLaren. So it's going to be a race between the Tifosi, the Williams and the McLaren. Who's going to come out on top? Well, at the moment it's the Australian and Lee Aberdeen with Westman in second. What's Aberdeen got to do here, Tom, now? Try and stay in front, pull away? What do you think the situation's going to be?
Well, the situation is to look after his tyres, especially at this early stage. Don't take too much out of them and just manage the situation, because if Vestman, Jimenez and Sunshine get into their own battles, that will help Aberdeen all the more. But he does not need a huge gap to win this race. Last week showed it at Monza. He just needs to make sure he looks after his tyres all he can each and every corner of every lap. Fast up the race, going in the way of Brunt Ruiz, who's running in 5th place, going after Jesper Sandström. And now they're going through the curve of salt once more. But Aberdeen doing everything right so far.
Yeah, he is at the moment. The weather conditions currently standing on the right-hand side. 35 degrees centigrade here on the racetrack. A 0 chance of rain. Calculating now, it looks like Jesse Leroy and Austin Baldwin. They're going down the straight here at the moment and doing a great job. So let's see what they got up to going into turn 1, Tom.
Yeah, this is going to be a replay of what's been going on. There's a spin there, and he has to wait for the fielder, and someone else having to take evasive action as well. Very slow through that corner there. Couldn't recognise who that was that had to go slow there and go round the outside of him, but we'll find out what exactly had gone on there. But for Jesse Leroy, it's way down the order for him, and all that hard work at the start has come undone.
Yeah, Stefan Donner is another one that looks like he's made a mistake. Well, he ain't going anywhere, so I'm guessing he has. Was that all on his own? Or was there a car involved in this one? It looks like... Oh, no.
He's going to get a tap.
Yeah, car 27. And who is car 27? I believe that was.
It's the home hero, Andrei Voskovsky, who tapped him round at that right-hander.
Andre there. The Aberdeen out in front here currently at the moment, and is doing a great job at leading the way. He has got Vestman tucked in right behind him. Jimenez, Sandstrom, Ruiz, Yunis Amal once more as they start going off down this Red Raposta into the Cida del Lago, the left-hander, before they run up through turn 5 and into the Ferradura. But Aberdeen managing to hold on. Vestman's putting him under pressure here, Tom. He looks like he's climbing all over the back of him, to be fair. And I wonder whether or not Vestman's waiting before making a move.
Well, this is the game of chess now, as we often see in this championship. Vestman going quite far wide there. He'll need to be wary of track limits. He won't want to be doing that too many times. But this is a good sight to see for Vestman. We haven't seen him fighting towards the front too much, but there's been an incident further back involving his compatriot, Tommy Maru.
Yeah, that is Fran Carvajal. Now, Okay, watch the movement of the blue car.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. One move. 2 moves.
And then he moves again.
Yep.
This is a carry-on from what happened last week.
Yeah, am I missing the point here? Was this not what we were looking at from Carvajal last week as well? The same defensive wiggling all over the place, and then...
Well, to be honest, I don't know if he's read his rule book in terms of when you make one defensive manoeuvre, that's where you're committed before the braking zone, and clearly he moved more than once, and that's what causes accidents, James.
Yeah.
And I think that he needs to be briefed about that before he starts causing any more accidents that could affect other drivers' races, because it's just not fair at the end of the day when you think of it.
No, you've got Tony Jimenez going alongside Nick Westman into the left-hander. Jimenez is going to make it through. He opens it up. He gives Westman no chance on that outside line. And it seems to be a regular thing, as we've seen this season, because it is in YouTube as well. Fran. Unfortunately, it was again, and that movement has got to stop. That guy has got to learn. You cannot defensive move like that. It just puts you in a really, really bad spot, and it's just dropped him all the way down the field at this moment in time. He's out. Is he out, or is he out running again? No, he's out running again. So let's see how much, whether or not he keeps it clean for the rest of the race. But that is getting borderline somewhat crazy that this is being allowed to continually happen. On the run now, out through the left-hander, up through turn 13 and 14. Do you know the name of the secret corner on the right-hand side?
The right-hand side, is it the double right-hander you're talking about, the Ferradura and Is that Lohandra? I think it's something to do with like Orange Tree or something like that, judging by the name of it.
This one up here, just on pit lane entry.
So the right-hander, that's the...
no, left-hander.
Pancake.
Go on.
The left-hander, it's Arqui Bancardus.
Do you know the translation?
Yeah. I don't know what that means in English.
It means bleachers. And there we go. We're going to run 3 wide down into turn 5. Westman, Sandstrom, Jimenez. And as they go through, Brent Ruiz has come. Well, unfortunately, Jimenez was a big loser out on that one. And he did lose, ended up 3 places to Westman, Sandstrom, and also Ruiz there. Tony Jimenez, you have to fight back, mate. You've got Unity coming at you in force. Eunice Amal, Ludovic Rancon, and Dennis Cornu fighting it out. Joseph Mark Lucas is running, was running side by side with Andy Flint there. And at the moment, nothing doing amongst them. Patrick Williams, Fibard. Pat, behave yourself. With Fibard Rabelard and Eddie Amos locked in behind that. Richard Van Veen, Zoltan Zamada all fighting out. Stefan Dodderer, Clement Fontaine, Oscar Nanu, Adam Townsma. They're all locked in battles. It's battling all the way through. But I can tell you what, one man has opened up 1.39 seconds or 1.4 now. Lee Aberdeen. And at the moment, he's opening this gap. But is this because Westman, Sandstrom, Ruiz and Jimenez are fighting so much?
Yes, 100%. This goes back to what I was saying earlier, James, that if they start fighting, it'll play into the hands of Aberdeen. You could just shoot further and further up the distance. So they may want to stop fighting for the time being and just continue this long queue and just go after Aberdeen and try and stay in the draft. But it feels like they're just focused on trying to get a second place finish here. And for Aberdeen, well, it's a dream ticket for him.
Yeah, Sandstrom's gone through. Gibbs, I hope that answers your question there. How did Lee get 1.4 second? Because they have not stopped fighting. They have not stopped fighting. They are still going here. Sandstrom there. Vestman fighting out with Brent Ruiz. Tony Jimenez, unfortunately, he's lost a place to Eunice Amal. It does look like Patrick Williams was dropping down the order. He lost a couple of places. In fact, he lost 3 places there for Pat Williams. We've got the Ferrari of Tasker running side by side with the Williams. Go on, boys. Bring back the glories. Tusky there on the right. Williams on the left-hand side. He is just... Oh, it looks like Tusky just got him there. Panazzi has managed to lose that place to Tusky. And Tusky has go through. Do you know the best bit about that as well at the moment in time? Behind that was the McLaren. Or in front of them, actually, is the McLaren. So we've got the McLaren there, the Ferrari there, and the Williams there. Oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah, but... I mean, that's Petrolhead's dream, actually, to see something like that happen. Got a Williams Ferrari. Yeah.
Oh, there they are. The 3 beauties from the glory days of Formula One. Oh, there we go. Sorry, Tom. I've just got enthralled by this interesting scenario. We have never had these on the grid as well. We did have a problem with the paint pack, just to let you know. At the same time, there was a paint pack. The paint pack would not load onto my PC, so we weren't able to do that. But that's if that is the fact that their custom was not loaded due to the issue of the paint pack, then that's on me. But I just find it enthralling that they're all in the old liveries of the Ferrari, the McLaren and the Williams. So just bear with me, YouTube chat, all right? Don't give me grief about it. But Sancho and Westrom, but Vestman still continuing the fight. Aberdeen now 1.6. It's almost like 2 temps every time they come together for Lee Aberdeen that he manages to pull. You can see there, he got 2 temps, 5, 4 temps, 6, and another temp over 7.
Mm-hmm. And Sandstrom is looking to try and close in. He needs to get Vestman away from him for the time being. So that could just be his focus for the time being, therefore. Jesper Sandstrom in the championship fight. Vestman looking to hold off Brent Ruiz at the same time. He's in attacking and defensive mode for the Finn. See, he's got Ruiz and Amal behind. Amal having a better race of it. Jimenez dropping back from where he was earlier. He was in 3rd place on the grid and he's down to 6th position. We've got 2 Frenchmen of Ludwig Ranson and Dennis Cornu for the Unity Racing team, and Luke Ferrani and Simon Fessi running up the top 10. Fessi having a decent race of it, unlike what we saw from him last week. I think he was involved in a collision last week of Simon Fessi, which heavily compromised his race. But it's been a relatively clean one at the front, but I think minus the incident involving Mayru and Carvajal, it's been relatively straightforward.
Yeah, it's been little silly things like this from Abbasi Mohamed Yassin. You know, been going round as well. No real dramas for anybody else after that. This battle is mostly at the front. We do have Adrian Fernandez Centurion closing on another unity of Alexis de Klerk. Andy Flint closing in on Andre Vroskowski. Pat Williams in there. He is fighting with Fabard Rabelard. Richard Van Veen has got the Tron of Eddie Amos right up behind him. There's a few other battles further down. Clement Fontaine and Adam Towns with Pat Rowlands, Ben Goyette and Josh Edwards there continuing fighting. And then we've got Biden Ayan and Sean Pulsifer. Oh, go on, boys. Side by side at that moment in time. And unfortunately, Pulsifer did miss out that time around. But yeah, it's starting to develop that pocket of battles. We're starting to get them now. Sandstrom at the moment cannot shift Westman because of this draft. Ruiz has got to make a decision. You do this, that white one is going to be off chasing the Lee Aberdeen. So you cannot, for Westman and Brent Ruiz, do that because they've now just jeopardized their entry coming out of Center S's. You can't let the car close up to the car in front and then have an attack. You know, don't try and do it because all you're going to do is lose time.
I suppose the blessing of it, James, is the fact that there's gaps between them. So we're not going to be seeing battles for the time being. And so if they could just keep in touch with Sandstrom, then they could just be pulled along with him and go after Aberdeen that way. Just to correct myself, Simon Fessy finished 4th last week. He did not crash out. I must have been thinking of a different driver. Probably made me think of the same nationality, James, because we've got so many French drivers in the field. But yeah, Simon Fessy finished 4th in Monza. My apologies.
Yeah, we got quite... the spread is all the way across the field. I think that's the thing for nationalities. We can't sit here and go, oh yeah, we've just got this. You know, we've got a bit. They're from everywhere. There's no point in me trying to run through. You can see it there on the left-hand side. It's very, very rare that you can get this many nationalities in one season. Danny Cornu, unfortunately though for him, has just gone round for Danny, and he's just lost time. I'm a little bit worried because he was fighting out here. So let's see, was this all... Oh, nope. Let's go down a little bit. Oh, it was.
Yeah, he lost it by himself. It's a strange place to have a spin at, in all honesty, because you wouldn't think a car would just be dipping a wheel onto the grass on that decline. You would think, and you just see anything go straight on, missed his braking point completely, and has lost a few positions as a consequence.
Yeah, he has, but Sandstrom investment now still, his gap's still improving, 1.7. You're still doing what we didn't recommend, and but hey, we're up here in the booth, you're on the racetrack. You really must do what you feel's best, but at the moment, I would not let him get any more. I would not let Aberdeen get any more up the road here. I would try and stop this and keep this gap coming down as best he can. Looks like Pulsar's been off, Oreo has been off at the same time. And lots of action all happening through the field, but this is second down to 7th. Then you've got Luca Barani on his own, really, with Simon Fessy, De Klerk all on their own. De Klerk's got Fernandez in and around him. Voskowski's got Cornu and Lucas. Flint's trying to chase him up. Boaleg's in the 2.6. Got Tasky in behind with Fanazzi. That's the McLaren Williams Ferrari battle. Then behind that, Rabelard Williams, Van Veen, Eddie Amos. So they're starting to develop their racing partners now. And look at what we got here. Just from Westman and Ruiz fighting, they've lost 1.1 seconds to Sandstrom. It seems a little bit crazy to me. Yeah, he has broken the draft, Gibbs, as well. Yep.
I'm just seeing how they go on for 3rd place, because it's getting a little bit too close for comfort between Ruiz and Vestman, and Yunus Amal may be able to just take 2 in one go. And I know that as the quote that you keep coming out with, James, every time something like this tends to happen. But there you go, round the outside of Vestman. He couldn't quite do that, could he?
No, he got that all a little bit wrong, and then unfortunately he lost the place to Tony Jimenez. So he's gone from trying to battle it out for 3rd place to basically being back to where he started was. Again, you can see the mistake from Brent Ruiz there. Jimenez nearly took advantage of that. He didn't quite close it in. Goes through the left-hander of Pinorino. Jimenez, you're out on the marbles there. You're out on the marbles. And unfortunately, you have just lost your marbles, son. That is not a place to be on the outside. And that is one of the problems with the new particle model, is the fact that it brings Pinorino down to literally single file, because you cannot do that, as it just showed with Jimenez.
Well, one thing he did well, James, was that he managed to put his brakes on just as he was almost about to spin the car around completely. So credit to Jimenez for that, but he has lost positions, and that's allowed Amal to get back into the fray with Ruiz and Vestman, but you can just see the gaps have managed to spread out again, and now they're just going to have to go, well, they're going to have to just go after Aberdeen and Sanchez for the time being and try not to fight amongst themselves because they've lost too much time.
Well, I can tell you one thing, for Aberdeen, he is not going to be looking comfortable now, because he knows he's got Jesper coming at him. And that's the thing, that gap at certain points of this racetrack was down really low. I wouldn't say really low, but it was getting near enough on the 1.4. Let's have a look through this sector's management here from Jesper Sandstrom through to Lee Aberdeen. You can see he got 2 attempts. He's just lost 4 thousandths of a second, which is, well, slower than you blink it, faster than you blink in your eyeball, to be blatantly honest with you. So literally it's nothing. But this is the thing now. Sandstrom has broken clear. He's broken clear of the pack behind. He's broken clear of the draft. It doesn't matter now. Westman has now got to drive this on pure speed and merit. He's got the 1.2 to Yunus Amal, but can he drive smooth enough, which he can't because he's just got that wrong, to be able to close into the very fast looming Sandstrom, who at the moment is kind of losing that 2 attempts he gained in Sector 1.
It feels like Aberdeen and Sandstrom are in a league of their own now, so they're not worried about the likes of Vestman, Amel and all that. Just looking further down the order on those who are no longer in the race, Baherdin Ayan, Clark Williams, I think, has just rejoined the race, actually. He had an off earlier, which sent him back to the pits. Zyke Willems, Oscar Artenano, Frank Carvajal is a number of laps down.
Ooh.
We're going to see an incident here, James, I think, by the looks of things. This is Oscar Artenano at the Senna S. I think he spins round to begin with. Yeah.
Oh, ow. He caught all 3. Oh, Ed and Ayan on his roof. On the roof. So Artenano, doesn't he? He catches Ayan. Ayan comes back, catches Williams, and then somehow does that really slow, awkward turnover.
And that was by the fact that Artenaro just missed his braking point. And he caught the grass and he took Ayan and Williams with him.
Yeah, Richard Van Veen now off track at the same time.
Oh, very lucky. He didn't collect Eddie Amos.
I think he does something again here. Oh, he just goes round. Oops, steady. Where are you going?
Well,
he beached himself.
Doesn't look like he has.
No, he has. Look.
He has. He's out.
He beached himself on that second one for Van Veen. On that little tiddly bit of curb, Van Veen managed to beach the car. Oh, dearie me. Well, that's a learning curve if I've ever seen one for somebody in this circuit. I've never seen a beach car at Interlagos before. Nords and anywhere with high curbs, fine. Interlagos, nope, first time for me.
Well, we saw it with Nico Hulkenberg in the Grand Prix last year, James, where he spun in the wet and got beached at the runoff area before the marshals pushed him back onto the racetrack, and he was later black flagged for it because it was classed as outside assistance.
Yes. But he ended up in the gravel, didn't he?
No, it was in the runoff. It was a tarmac runoff, but he couldn't move via his own car because the car was beached. He couldn't move the rear tyres to reverse the car or anything like that.
Well, there we go. Well, we've seen it all now. There we go, beach car in IGP, but Brent Ruiz is still chasing down. Tony Jimenez all the way down into 8th. He's Luca Varani, partly due to that line. You can see that line, that's marble line. And unfortunately, Jimenez went out a little bit too close. Williams and Rabelard side by side. Williams in behind Rabelard at this moment in time. So for Fibard Rabelard, he has got the looming Williams, who's got Eddie Amos tucked in right behind him. I think we're starting to see that gap spread, Tom, when you get so many cars together right at the beginning, and then all of a sudden they start peeling away from each other because the others just can't stop fighting, like Yunus Amal and Brent Ruiz. And now you're going to see Nicholas Westman just open up a gap like he has done already.
Well, we've just seen Amal looking for a move on Ruiz into the center S. He holds back, which is probably the most sensible thing to do. But if he's going to pass him, where do you do it and how do you go about doing it? It's probably going to be the center S because of the long run up from Yunsau. And you just don't want to lose time if you want to be catching the likes of Vestman, who is bridging that gap out now between the two.
Yeah. But it's just purely that scenario of keep fighting, and you're going to get stuck like you are. You're slowly losing time. This is the thing here. But listen, we're not on the racetrack. Tony Jimenez is going to try and have a go now at the same time. Alexis de Klerk battling away with Adrian Fernandez Centurion, and they're fighting it out. The hometown boy himself, Andrei Voskowski, with Denny Cornu tucked in behind him, and then that is Andy Flint in behind that. Tasky is there with Mohamed Boleg, and there's the Williams of Panazzi still in behind them. I'm going to move on. Pescari is here at this moment in time in the white car. He's chasing down Dalton Zamotta. So we've got a couple of people just getting close to each other. Ben Goyette and Adam Townsma comes here at the moment. We've had people ask whether or not it's raining. I can tell you now, we've got 0% chance of that rain happening. Guys, it might have gone a little bit overcast, but right now, at this right moment in time, we have no rain whatsoever.
If the rain came down now, it would have made things very interesting if the rain just all of a sudden just splashed onto the circuit, really, and that would have been quite a different race that right now. Adam Telsman right behind Gover for 25th place, but looking at the home hero now, Andrei Voskowski, who's got Cornu and Flint for company, doing a reasonable job of it so far by his standards, but how long can he hold it on for?
Well, it depends how strong you want to be and how defensive you want to be minded. There, you can see the left-hander of Andrei Voskowski still fighting it out, and he's got to put the battle in through the right-hander of left-hander of 5 on the one up into Ferradora, the right, 7 8. This is Bico de Pato. No, this is SA going into 8. And then you've got Pinorino coming in, which is where the marble line has kind of closed this right back up again. So they're going to have to be careful of that one. Bico de Pato is next through the right-hander, and then through in down the hill into Magello, and Denny Cornu locked in right behind him at the moment. There you go, in through Magello coming into Junkao. Up the hill, carry the curb on the left-hand side. It's flat. You can ride it. Stay as much as, well, be careful on that one. But now it's the run up through turn 14 past Aquibancadas, and then the left-hander all the way down into turn 1. Is this going to be the run for Denny Cornu, do we think?
It should be. So he's right into the slipstream of the Brazilian as they come down the pit straight towards the centre rest. Round the outside goes Cornu. This should be a straightforward overtake because you have the high ground on the exit. Oh, there's contact though! Now, was that a lock-up?
Yes.
Yes, it was. It was a lock-up into him.
Yeah.
Cornu left Voskowski enough space there, and yeah, that was rather, yeah.
The thing is, we want to sit here and say that was rather clumsy, but the kid locked the wheel. What, you know, there's no way really out of it. Yes, he could have hit the braking point and brake a little bit early, but he went in too hot. He thought he was going to send Cornu a little bit long, and he didn't, unfortunately. So, yeah, Voskowski made a mistake. Let's be real, Tom. Over the last 2 or 3 weeks we've been watching this, it ain't as bad as some of the mistakes we've seen.
Yeah, well, as they live to fight. Well, Voskowski is lucky to keep going as he is doing, but Cornu's race is ruined now that he needs to come in for a new nose section. And he'll lose time on his way into the pit lane. But we're looking at Ludwig Ransson, who is in the slipstream of Luca Ferrani for 6th place. Ransson doing another reasonable job of it. And Ferrani, well, he's having to defend this one. And will Ransson go for it on the inside? Ferrani doesn't really fight it. No. So he holds back for now.
Yeah, Ransson didn't really have a go either at the moment. Jimenez is trying to recover off in the SRP car right in behind him. He's going to sit here and he should get his double draft now. No, Rancon goes to the left. It's single. You can see the sun's out. Shadows are looming. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, it is time once more to go 3 wide into the left-hander. Jimenez is going to get 1. Oh, Brady! Oh! Varani's rear end went for a slide. He managed to hold it. Jimenez did get 2 for 1, no, Tom, and he's walked away with 6th place.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say something else at the end of that.
I nearly did, but I stopped myself. Tom Cairns.
Yeah, okay. So Jimenez through into 6th place, recovering off that spin he had earlier on, which sent him down the order. The next driver ahead of him is Yunus Amal, who is just only a couple of seconds up the road, so he can go after it now. Forget about Ranson and Ferrani and just focus on catching Amal instead. I can tell you now, James, Aberdeen's gap has come down to less than a second. And that's going to bring the race to life. And it's pretty much the epitome of how this season has been going between these two. Now we're going to see them in battle at last.
Yeah, Townsma with the MRP of Bengoya. Behind that, Unity of Cornu. Too wide through the right-hander of Ferrodora. Into Essay they go. And at the moment, Townsma still manages to hold on. The gap has come down to 8 tenths. You can see that marble line in Pinorino is absolutely nuts. As well, put some single file through the right hander now. Now through the left hander, and Mijello is down to 7 tenths up front. We will keep an eye on it. You will end up coming and you will see that battle. It has come down. It's just gone back out again. That we have got you pretty much covered on that one. Zoldan Zamoda, Adrian Pescari running in the same group at the moment. There's still pockets of battles developing once more. We've got Taski, Benazzi, and Boleg in there. That's your 13, 14 and 15 with Patrick Williams in behind at this moment in time. But if we have a check-in, Lee Aberdeen here, where has he lost the most amount of time? Oh, every lap for the last 5 laps, Tom.
Yep, he's only got by 1 back marker from the last time I saw, so it's not like he's lost loads of time being stuck behind traffic. There is another back mark he's coming across though. He's going very, very slowly, it has to be said. Who's that that's just going?
Pulsifer, he has just been off the circuit.
Okay, that explains it. So Aberdeen will live to, well, he'll get on with his own job and go past him. We can see Pulsifer heading off the racetrack, doing a little bit of lawn mowing whilst he's at it.
Yep.
And he's heading back on now. And thankfully he doesn't drag anyone with him. But Aberdeen's been able to respond to Sandstrom's pace by setting a new fastest lap.
Yep. Fastest lap of the race last time around 25.857. Gaps out at 9 tenths. Rancon is still here fighting with Jimenez. Jimenez is trying to get these guys to go forward. Varani is having a go at... Was he not having a go? Come on, Varani. Where's that grrr we've seen all week as Tony Jimenez there loses that place to Ludovic Rancon. And Varani, nope, nothing doing out of there. Just sits in the back, unfortunately, for Luca. But I think... at the moment, it's going to be very, very interesting to see because that gap's now back out again. We've got Varani and Fessy. We've got Jimenez and Rancon. They're not very far up the road. So from Varani's point of view, as much as I love Varani being like a lion at the, here at times, but for him to settle in at the moment and be this little pussycat just following along, probably not a bad thing to pull himself into Tony Jimenez and Ludovic Rancon.
No, it's all he can do for the time being. Fessy got through not too long ago, and Varani, well, he's just having to play the safe game for now. And Aberdeen and Sandstrom, in terms of their lap times on this time around, they're going over the line. What have been their lap times? So I can tell you, it's pretty much identical. It's pretty much identical between the pair, only like a few hundredths. But Sandstrom is keeping himself in there. Personal best lap of the race from Brent Ruiz. He's catching Vestman in their fight over 3rd place. So we've got 2 car battles involving the leader and 1 for 3rd place. And we've got a 4-car battle potentially for 6th position.
There they all are in the background. Brent Ruiz is there. Then we got Unisam out in the white. Behind that, a little bit Rancon, Tony Jimenez. That's a back marker they're all clearing. Luca Varani, is he going to be able to clear this back marker? That's going to be the question. And I believe that's Dorian Arura, I think, on that one. Ooh, Varani indecision. Indecision. And then, unfortunately for him, it's not, he managed to get through, but that was a little bit indecisive there, I think. I don't know if that's because, that's actually Artinanu. I don't know if he didn't know what Artinanu does. And McLaren and Williams going side by side through the right hand. I am so much loving this. This enjoyment of these 3 on the racetrack is just bringing back a flood of memories from Formula One days. You can see the McLaren out on the marbles. Oh no! Marbles, 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 Tom.
There was an opportunity to get a photograph of that if you were wanting one. But yeah, just like what we've seen with the others, he put his foot on the brake as soon as he started to spin around. But here is Vestman and Ruiz fighting over 3rd place down I was going to say down the inside, but Ruiz hasn't got the job done yet. They're almost identical liveries there between the pair of them. But Ruiz is still stuck behind Vestman through the Curva de Sol, and this is the Reto Aposta that they're coming through now. Ruiz to the outside of Nick Vestman as they head down to Desida de Largo. Ruiz within a car's length alongside, and he's just about done it, has he? Yeah, I think he has done, James, on the inside line for Veradura, but it's textbook stuff there from the American. Ruiz through at last, and deservedly so. Yeah,
but Vestman's not going to give him up here on that run into SA, the right-hander. Again, we've seen his cars. You can see the marble line developing all on the look at that. That is absolutely crazy. No wonder cars are going around in Pinarino when they're trying to go side by side. Ruiz has escaped. You can see the gap starting to spread out from below third place downwards, but you can also see it coming down from Aberdeen to Sandstrom. Ben Goyette is finding himself running side by side with Adam Townsmer. This is great and all, boys, but I can tell you one thing, you might want to back this off. Coming into the left hand, where are they at the moment? They are through the left-hander of Delago. Townsman does end up, unfortunately, off the side, and Ben Goyette does manage to keep that position, so that's great from them. Doesn't want a chance to side by side. Alexis Declare is fighting it out with Adrian Centurion in behind them at the moment. They are on their run through the start-finish line and down into turn one. Sandstrom again, no, Tom. That gap down below a second.
He has, but what's more important at the moment is that Vestman had a spin on that last lap, James. He's lost 6 positions, or 5, after he got overtaken by Brent Ruiz. We're going to get a replay, and it's on the exit of Yonsau. There we go, look.
Yeah, through Junkao he goes, and unfortunately off the side of the circuit. He isn't the first one that's done that today, but he has lost loads of positions. He is now nestled in between Luca Barani and Alexis de Klerk. Centurion battling it out here with that is Alexis de Klerk in front of us, and Centurion fighting out. Gaps coming down 7 tenths, ladies and gentlemen, and we've still got, believe it or not, 11 laps left, Tom. I feel like we've been at this for ages.
Yeah, well, they're going through Yunso again. Sunshine pushing ever so hard. He can be within that draft and start to really fight with Aberdeen sooner rather than later. He's got enough time to do it. Doesn't need to worry about cars behind him. The gap between Sandstrom and third place Brent Ruiz is a little over 6 seconds. This is the battle we've been waiting for all season long. Aberdeen versus Sandstrom. This could play a role in how the championship gets decided in Zandvoort in 6 weeks' time.
Yeah, it's not the first time we've seen this, though, is it? Let's be real. We've had Aberdeen Sandstrom in VIR, Sandstrom Aberdeen in Watkins Glen. Then we've had Aberdeen Ruiz, and Sandstrom Aberdeen again at Monza. So this is going to be, is it going to be Sandstrom winning, coming out on this one? Watch the curb at Junkao. We've seen a lot of people go through there, through the left-hander they go. That was actually on the run out of the Desida de Largo, now up through Ferradora. And at the moment, Sandstrom's got this gap down to half a second, 4 tenths. Ooh, he seems to be closing it in though, Tom. And at the moment, he's doing a great job with 10 laps left.
Yes, and they'll soon be coming up to a couple of back markers, so just a little bit further ahead, but they're not too far away. If you compare their pace to the pace of what we've seen from the leaders, it's likely they'll catch up to them before this race is over, which could play a role in how this race gets decided. Half a second is the margin between Lee Aberdeen and Jesper Sandstrom. We've just seen an overtake or a battle going on involving Declare and Fernandez for 10th place, and Declare is able to hold on for the time being.
Yeah, he is at the moment, but let's keep an eye on his lead. Jimenez in there. He's got a little bit of rank on Tony Jimenez and Simon Fessi. So unfortunately, SRP provides the fill-in for the Unity Racing bread, and that is how it seems to be at this moment in time. So there is Unity Racing, a little bit rank on. There is Tony Jimenez. There is Simon Fessi. And then we've got the ever-looming closing Luca Varani in the background. Let's see what goes on here. But as these guys continue to fight, the gap up front, 8 tenths. We've got Jean Carvajal, and believe it or not, that is Fibard Rabelard. These guys are a lap down, but they are absolutely having a right proper ding-dong here as they're continuing to fight with each other all the way through. So although not ideal that they're a lap down, at least they're going to carry on and battle away. But let's go back up here with Rancon and Jimenez. Jimenez has got the gap down to less than 2 tenths.
Yeah, and this is the tasty battle we are witnessing between the Frenchman and the Spaniard, Vincent Jimenez, and we've got Simon Fessi in there too. So Fessi having another good race from what we've seen, and it's wonderful to see cars around this particular course of Interlagos, nowadays known as the Sao Paulo Grand Prix for Formula One. But as far as this race is concerned, involving 47 drivers that entered this race, I think only 45 started it, but looking at how many runners we've got left, looking at the time pushes, we've got 29 plus of all those that have been lapped. So lots of action we have seen so far. The gap between Aberdeen and Sandstrom, 7/10, but they've set identical lap times pretty much on the last tour that they've done.
Yeah, that's on the back end of Rangon. We see Fessy there in the behind Tony Jimenez, and he's trying to make his way through. At the same time is Simon Fessy, but that is what he sees. He sees Tony Jimenez looming all over Rancon, his Unity teammate. Who's going to be able to get this one? Is Jimenez going to get close enough? He did. He got the gap down to 3/10. Is he now going to be able to get it further down than that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats, because here we go. We're going to find out what the SRP of Tony Jimenez is made of here. And on the right-hand side there, you see for the SRP's Instagram, if you want to go check it out, why not? Go and have a look. It's a great place to put it on your car. In through Pinarino they go. And at the moment, Jimenez can't get through there, Tom. But to be honest, I wouldn't want to be making moves through Pinarino or this middle section. I would get as close as I can, all the way through Mugello down into Juncal, and look for the run out of Juncal.
You'd be mad to do it round Ferradura, although we have seen overtakes in other championships around here. But I think with these cars, it's not really an ideal place to get it done, so you're probably better off doing it at the centre as Jimenez into the slipstream of Ludwig Ranson out of Junsau. It's vitally important if we can maybe get the outside, that will give him the high ground for turn 2, but he's got to hope that Ranson does not lock up, which is what we saw in that other battle earlier on. There goes Jimenez on the inside of Ranson, and Ranson finally allows him through.
Yeah, it gives him no room. I'm going to keep an eye on Ranson if he's going to come back at us here. Jimenez hugs that curb in. Ranson's got nowhere to go. He's going to go to the inside. He does go to the inside. And now he goes back past Tony Jimenez. Backwards and forwards, to me, to you, Mr. Cairns.
To me, to you, indeed. Jimenez fighting once more, coming towards Ferradura. Ooh, I thought Ransom wasn't quite going to leave him room there, but thankfully he did. I think Jimenez may have had to come off the accelerator a little bit before the braking zone to ensure that both cars got through there clean and sound, but they are still nose to tail. This is far from over, this battle. I think this could well go on until the checkered flag.
Yeah, just wondering if Varani's going to be able to get the pace to keep up with these guys in this one, or if they're going to use Juncal. Tony Jimenez has stayed there for pretty much the whole lap. Now, is he going to use this run up through Juncal going to turn number 1? Let's find out. I'm a little bit worried for Simon Fessy in the background. He's going to need to try there. Sandstrom 1:25.671. The gap up front is 4/10. They're on their way through. The Senna S is coming out now onto the Red Aposta. The leaders here with Lee Aberdeen and Jesper Sandstrom, and it is come to loggerheads, Tom. We've come to that 3/10 mark where this is where we're going to have gloves on, gum shields in, and a great scout wrap with 6 to go.
Yep, if there was a place to come up behind a bat marker, this area is not where you want to be hitting. So Aberdeen's just going to have to brave this one out. There is a bat marker ahead. I can't recognise who that is.
Livery. I don't know who that is, to be fair. It's Austin Baldwin.
Yep, so Austin Baldwin will just need to be aware that these are coming through Aberdeen and Sandstrom. He'll know too well that they are the leaders because he's not really had anyone to fight with in this race as Baldwin, so there's no reason for him to hold up these. So they are heading through the left-hander before Junsau, and I think Aberdeen will get the benefit of the draft, which will keep him ahead of Sandstrom for the time being. He might even post a new fastest lap of the race to respond to Sandstrom. He's not behind, but we'll wait and see. Well, he's not going to get the benefit as though he first thought.
No, Baldwin pulled it right over to the other side of the circuit and cleared the way for Aberdeen and Sandstrom to go through. Great marker management there. Now through into the Senna S's 25.57 from Sandstrom once more. There's been movement in and around further down. Declare and Flint have passed each other twice on that one. And it looks like Tommy Maru and Adam has passed Adam Townsbat. But we are focusing on this lead battle. Lee Aberdeen, and there goes to the left. Sandstrom jiggles him on the inside, gives him something to think about. Through now up the Decido del Lago, round the left-hander, running into Ferradora. If we really want to be precise, we're going now through Ferradora into Laranahara, into SA, the right-hander. Here once more, Sandstrom and Aberdeen have come back together. Sandstrom has driven the absolute socks off this, Tom, to be fair, to manage to close this gap back up to what he has.
Yeah, he's done remarkably well. Sandstrom goes right up on Aberdeen. He's got enough time to get the job done as of when he can. The battle for 5th place is raging on between Ranson Jimenez and Fessy. But for the time being, we just want to see how Aberdeen gets on. Didn't look like the best exit out of Yonsau he's had all race. He really is being soaked up with all the pressure from lights out. This is the most pressurising moment he has had all race.
Yep. It has 5 laps to go here. Over the line, Sandstrom closing in once more. Now, here we go again. Through the left-hander. The Aberdeen still managing to hold on. But how much longer do we think? How much longer? How did I miss an issue with Westman? How did he drop? Yes, he spun coming out of Juncal, hit the curb on the right-hand side and went round. Now Sandstrom's going to have a go round the outside. Aberdeen's got that inside line in through Decido del Lago. Up the hill there. Is he going to be side by side in through Ferradora, Laranahara and into SA? At the moment they are. Oh, they are. Through the right-hander, he's going up the inside. Don't go. Oh no, side by side. Nope. I think Sandstrom realised that's not a place to go there, Tom.
No, he read into that, and thankfully he took your advice on board, James, even though he may not have heard the advice earlier about going side by side through that left hairpin, and now he's going to have to really tuck in behind and do it all over again. If he needs a strong hit out of Yonsau and try and pull alongside before they get towards the centre S, Aberdeen and Sandstrom in your picture. Oh, it's nail-biting stuff now between these. I wonder how many fingernails they'll have left at the end of this. Aberdeen, the defender. Sandstrom, the attacker. They'll be coming up some more back markers before this race is over. But Sandstrom wants to get on with it. He looks to the inside, no room there. He looks to the outside. Aberdeen leaves him room. Now, in case you're wondering about the double move on the straight, as long as you leave sufficient room to get through the corner, which is what Aberdeen's been able to do, then it's perfectly fine.
Yep. Sandstrom trying now down the red Raposta. Aberdeen on the defence. He's going to look up the inside line. It's not going to happen. Sandstrom's got to try and run him round the outside. Nothing doing. Aberdeen hugged that inside line tighter than his favourite grandma. Now he's on the run up the hill, in through Ferradora again. Lee Aberdeen, black, white, red, IGP stickers. Sandstrom, white, nothing at the moment on there. Is he going to be able to get this one done? Through SA they go, coming down the left-hander of Pinorino. It's going to be line astern as they are. Lee Aberdeen, Jesper Sandstrom still fighting it out and have been going at each other. They're going to continue to go at each other right the way through to the end of this race. We have got 3 laps after this one. We're on lap 32, down through Mugello and Juncal, Tom. Now it's a run from Juncal to turn 1.
Aberdeen got very nearly out of shape on the exit of Biga de Passo, and Sandstrom is at the closest he's been all race. We could well see a change for the lead here, and Sandstrom should be able to pull alongside even before they get over the line here as they begin lap 33. Aberdeen on the inside, Sandstrom to the outside. Will Sandstrom send one around the outside into the centre S. He's got his nose in front. Contact made between the pair of them though, and Sandstrom spins round.
Sandstrom's gone. He is off. Lee Aberdeen and Jesper Sandstrom made contact. Is Aberdeen waiting? Oh, is he broke?
Well, they did touch, James. They definitely did touch on the way in. We're just looking at Aberdeen steering there as he goes through. It looks all right, actually, looking at it. But, you know, that might be something for the stewards later. We're going to see a replay of it now. Sandstrom to the outside. I'm sure they banged wheels when they got to the braking zone.
Oh, no. They did not bang wheels. They might have done, but the good old Tinternet decided that they had. And unfortunately, that's put Sandstrom 5 seconds back now, Tom. That was a bad way of ending such a great race.
Yeah, it was. And Sunshine will just be trying to close down the gap in case there is a penalty later, but I don't think there will be any form of penalty. I think that will go down as a racing incident. Jimenez, Ranson and Fessy still in their own battle. Jimenez doing a fine job to get back up into 5th place, but it's far from over. He's got 2 Unity Racing cars, I believe. No, sorry, Simon Fessy's in his own team, I should say. I'm just looking at the liveries of Ranson and Fessy because they look very similar, but they are Ranson for the Unity Racing team. Simon Fessy, I think, is just a privateer driver in this, and Jimenez will just be focused on keeping Ranson back, but the number of laps are running out now. Just 2 to go here at Interlagos.
Yeah, and Aberdeen still out in front by 4.6 seconds now. You've just seen what's happened. Tony Jimenez still keeping hold of Rancon in behind. Tasky is off the side of the circuit. The Ferrari has gone. What has gone on here? Oh, that looks like it could be all on his own, unfortunately. Round 3. Yeah. And off he goes there. Not good for Mehmet Tasky there off the side of the circuit. Jimenez still got Rancon right beside him, through up the hill, through the Ferradora, into Laranahara, coming into SA again. Is this going to be a 2-wide moment into Pinarino? Tony Jimenez has already been here once, mate, and he's already made the mistake, Tom, out on the marbles. That is not the last thing, that is not where he wants to be.
No, and he'll want to keep off the marbles between now and the end, and he just needs to keep on the racing line. That's all he really needs to do. And growing wide there, Beaker de Passo won't help, and Ranston will be encouraged by that. They'll be coming up to a back mark. I think that's Austin Baldwin going through Yunsau. He'll be wary that they're about to come round here. He does not want to be getting involved in this.
No, definitely not. Not want to get involved whatsoever. But he pulls it over to the other side there, the back marker. I think that's Baldwin again. He did it for the leaders. He's not, doesn't seem to be one of these that want to hang on and fight every little bit. It's the final lap of the race. And at the moment, Jimenez is there getting Rancon back once more. Now through the right-hander, through the left-hander, out through the centre S's. Lee Aberdeen just going up the hill. Through the left-hander here, through the Interlagos. He's just heading up into the Ferradora for the final time. Now Simon Fessy has caught up onto the back of his Unity Racing teammate. Is he going to make changes or not? He is not. Lee Aberdeen looks like he's going to take the victory. Jesse Leroy has also unfortunately been and had an incident towards the final lap, but it is Lee Aberdeen. Looks like he's going to wrap this one up. Through the right-hander he goes for the final time. Down into Magello, down in through Junkao. He's going to be coming out of Junkao very, very shortly. Lee Aberdeen buries Junkao. The marbles on the outside did not cause problems. Neither did the curb. Up the hill he goes. Lee Aberdeen is going to take the victory here at Interlagos for the final time. Up through the left-hander of Aquibancadas. Over the line comes Lee Aberdeen. Great victory. Well done for him. Sancho got a well-deserved second there, Tom. Just unlucky that battle didn't keep going right the way down to the end. But we are going to see some runs. Simon Fessy, nope, not going to be able to get there. What's going to happen here with Mohamed Bolek, Stefan Dodera and Zoltan Zamoda?
Well, he might be able to get a position out of this. You can just see a car ahead of him running wide there. That's Dodera, who we didn't really see much of him since he had that spin at turn 8. And we'll look at his consigned to finishing in P17 in that McLaren livery as they head up the hill for the last time. I don't think Dodder is going to get moved on Tomato. He's too far back, I think, so he'll be heading over the line in 16th position. But it's been a decent race of it with so many battles, and we've had a lot of finishes as well, thankfully.
Right, okay, well, Mohamed Bella goes over the line. Great job from him. Zoltan Zamota, Stefan Dodera run down to the line. It was Dodera tucked in behind Zamota. That is really it. Everybody else is a little bit more spread out. Little bit more spread out there, and as they come over the line here, Tom. But it's been an interesting night, hasn't it, of racing. We've had battles all the way through. We've had Lee Aberdeen and also Sancho going at it right down to the last couple of laps. It's been a bit of a mission.
It has, and mission complete for Lee Aberdeen, despite all the pressure that Sundstrom was able to put on him. But Aberdeen was the victor, and he as a result, extends his championship lead with 5 races still to go. He looks like the favourite to win this championship unless anyone else has got something up their sleeve.
No, not at the moment. Let's bring you up the race results here, Tom. Let's see what we get. Lee Aberdeen, your winner by 3.7. That does not reflect what went on during this race. Jesper Sandström in second, Brent Ruiz in third with Eunice Amal, great fourth. Tony Jimenez in fifth, Ludovic Rancon in sixth with Simon Fessi in seventh. Luca Barani eighth and Adrian Fernandez in ninth with Alexis de Klerk in 10th. Then you got Andy Flint, Stefano Fanazzi, Patrick Williams, Eddie Amos and Zoltan Zamora rounding out the top 15. Then on from that, Stefan Dodorab, Mohamed Boaleg, Danny Cornu, John McKenzie and Tommy Maru rounding out the top 20. Then Ben Goyette, Mehmet Taski, Adam Townsmat, Adrian Pascari and Jesse Leroy in 23rd, 24th and 25th. Austin Baldwin, 26th, Dorian Ruro, Fibar Rabelage, Jean Carvajal, Joshua Edwards, Clement Fontaine and Richard Van Veen in 31st and 32nd. Then Patrick Williams, Beheden Ayan and Oscar Artinano was 2 laps down on that one. Sean Postfire was 2 laps down. Nicholas Westman also 3 laps. We think he had another issue. I did see that on YouTube, but I didn't quite get there because they were fighting. Then we got the non-finishers of Ruskowski, Joseph Mark Lucas, Giovanni Salito, Clark Williams, Jacques Willems, Fran Carvajal and Bessie Mohammed in 44th place. So that was it. And then behind Bessie Mohammed, we had Jeremy Hagedauer, who didn't last one straight there, Tom.
No, and he got caught out at the beginning. Who knows where he could have ended up by the end of the race. We also had the non-starters of Kuji Ito and Simone Gabrielli. Who knows where they would have ended up. But like I say, Aberdeen, 4 wins to 3 of Sandström in the football match win battle. I know it's not football, it's motor racing, but in terms of wins, it's in Aberdeen's favour. Yeah. And, you know, like I say, he's got, I won't say one hand on the trophy because it can quickly change, but he's looking ever so comfortable right now.
I would not even participate in putting my name out there. I don't sit on the fence very often, Tom Cairns, but I would be sitting my bum right on them splinters right now to pick who's going to come out on top of this, because I think this is just absolutely wide open here as well. As I say, I generally don't sit on the fence, Tom, but I would not be putting my name out picking winners at the moment.
No. Well, who knows what could happen next time out. The next round of the championship is at Jerez in Spain, just outside the city of Seville. Who knows what could happen there? It is a typical lower Formula Championship circuit anyway, so I'd expect to see a lot of action throughout that one, even though Jerez is not the kind of place where you see a lot of overtakes done at.
Yeah, you generally don't. Right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much to everybody in YouTube chat who has joined us this evening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bells. We've got a lot more racing coming up later on. We've got the Triple Bypass NASCAR taking place, and the Super Formulas. The big brothers of these are also running at Interlagos as well, so come and join us for that one. But for now, guys, that's going to wrap this broadcast up. I've been JP. I've been in the booth with Tom Cairns, and as always, take care. Have a great week, and you never know, we might see you on a track sometime. Good night.